Hey YouTube, it's Bella. I wanted to make a quick video about what's going on SOA right now. So let me get started. Basically, how the episode starts is, from last episode, the clubhouse got exploded by the IRA, and Jax and Chibs are inside looking around what happened. And what happens then is it switches over to him talking to the AA cop, and the AA African American cop says to him, Sam Crow, it's been happening, it's blown back at them, and Jack's like, if you think I'm trying to buy you, I'm not trying to buy you, but if you push this up our asses, we're going to... It's not good for neither of us. It's not good for people of this town. It'll scare people of this town. So let's just keep this on the hush-hush right now. And the AA cop is like, oh, you really believe that? You really believe that the stuff will stop? But I'm not too convinced. And he walks away. And then what happens then is you see Gemma in jail, and she's trying to see Nero. She hits a cop to go see Nero. They put her in jail with Nero. And it's like for like a day. Then they let her go at the end. And then she's like cuddling with Nero. They're like, I missed you. I miss you too. And it was so cute though. I mean, yeah, I'm sick to people cuddling in jail. I found that highly romantic, but it was cute. So then what happens is, it fast forward to Tara, who's meeting up with, I think the Tara was at the end. Tara was at the end, I'm sorry. Let me kind of go in order with this. Okay. I had this written down, I'm sorry. I'm looking, but let me just look one time and then I won't have to. Okay, so the best part happens next. The best part is that they get stopped going to a town called Eden to meet up with the other bikers, and the officers are trying to scam them to get their bikes, where they steal people's bikes and they sell them, and that's discovered later on in the story. So what happens is, Juice confronts the cop, and he has the tribal tats on his head. The cop was like, are you some kind of warrior, son? And he was like, no, but I know a coward when I see one, and he fights with the cop. Basically, they run away from the cops, they shoot Juice's wheel, he switches on to the police, motorcycle, and then he jumps from the motorcycle into the truck, like here to here. The motorcycle crashes, they flip over, the cops flip over in their car, and SOA gets to Eden safely. And I will revisit this at the end about what happens to those two cops. So, what happens is, they meet up in a lodge where Bobby Elvis and the rest of them are okay, and they fast forward to Gemma, who meets up with Clay in jail, and she says to Clay, they got my boyfriend, you need to help him get out. And he was like, I'm not going to help your boyfriend get out. And she's like, Clay, I had sex with you so they would save your life. Like, remember last time they told her she'd have sex with Clay, and if she keeps her mouth shut about, like, they watched her have sex with Clay. If she keeps her mouth shut about that, then he'll live. If not, he'll die. So he's like, fine. And he's like, oh shit, did they blow up the clubhouse? Is everybody okay? Like, he really cares. He would love to see, in my opinion, Tara, the children, and Jax blown up so he could have Gemma all to himself. He's a selfish bastard, Clay. And so, they have this beautiful scene. And I want to take a picture of that, like a screenshot, and put that in my Harley page, which I will link below. And, what happened is they're all, the SOAs are together at one table, and Jax says the following, and I thought it was so beautiful. He said, you could run from the pain, or let it burn your heart, leave a mark, a constant reminder of what brought you here today. And that line basically sums up my whole life. So, thank you, Sons of Anarchy, Kurt Sutter. I know you probably never watched my videos, but that whole line sums up my life. You can run from the pain, or let it burn your heart, leave a mark, a constant reminder of what brought you here today. So then, they say they want to get out of guns. However they earn different charters is their business, but he just wants to be in the, excuse my language, the pussy business, which is the porn. And it's, according to Jax, that's an honest living. you know, I didn't like that he said that, but, you know, it's a show. What can I do? Then Gemma walks into the African American woman, the one who's been trying to like destroy Sam Crow, and she storms in there. She's like, "It wasn't Nero, and you need to check this out. He's good. He never hurt a woman ever, and you need to check this out." She tells the woman, and she tells her, "We'll take a look." They go into the hotel and they find that there's bleach stains everywhere, but there's a bullet wound, like bullet on the floor, and she's like, "No, we still need to process Padilla. We still need to process Padilla, Nero." Because they don't have anything that she says yet. She really just wants to screw over Sam Crow. That's like her goal in life. So, yeah. So that's basically what happens after that. Then they allow Gemma out of jail, and they're like, "Go home," and she's like, "Eat me," to the cops. She just does not care. She is a badass. And so what happens then is she goes to she's Tara, and she's like, "Oh, how is your ultrasound?" And Tara's telling them she's pregnant. Whether she is or she isn't, I don't know. I haven't watched too closely to know that exactly. You know, sometimes we watch things and we miss a few things here and there, but feel free to look that up and comment below if she is or she isn't. And so what happens is she has the kids there, but previously, when Gemma was in jail, she met up with Unser and Wendy, and she's like, "I'm filing for divorce, and my boys are leaving Charming." So that's her plan. She's filing for divorce and leaving Charming. And while she's there, Tara, where she goes to meet up with Wendy, she goes to what is it? She talks with them to Unser, saying that she wants to get out of there, get the boys out of Charming, and if she's in jail. And that's what's happening. She wants to divorce Jax and get full custody of the boys. Then she is given a deal by the African American woman to give up Jax about the guns. And she's like, "I love Jax, I can't give him up, not like this." So she's kind of conflicted in a way too, but she just wants what's best for her kids. And then Bobby Elvis is telling the men of Sam Crow that he did not leave because he wanted to betray them or not be a part of them. He left to recruit for Sons of Anarchy, and he got only like hardworking people with families who want to earn legit and be a part of an MC. And I love Bobby Elvis. He knows exactly where to go. It wasn't that he was leaving Jax. He knows exactly what to do. I love seeing Bobby Elvis on the screen. I think he's amazing. He's one of my favorite characters ever. I'm starting to earn more and more respect for him, where he's reaching one of my favorite characters ever. Look him up, Bobby Elvis, if you don't know exactly what I'm talking about. The one that kind of looks like Santa Claus, that one. Then, I thought the scene was really emotional. It really was. And beautiful, like the way she spoke. The transvestite that was in the last season, she meets up with Gemma, and she's like, "How do you know Nero?" And then he's like, she talked like this riddle, and she was saying about how Nero, when her mother was a prostitute, it's him who became a her. Her mother was a prostitute, and she was of questionable orientation, and the mother didn't know how to take care of her, and Nero took her in when she was 15, never made her do anything or asked for anything, but her mother was working for Nero, one of his prostitutes in the past. She called it a street performer because she would extract semen from a front seat of a car, as she put it. And then she had a black mark underneath her eye, and Gemma's like, "What happened to you?" And she was like, "Got hit by a lower branch of my family tree." And I guess Gemma hugged her, and she's like, "You're safe now." And she cried, and it was emotional. Hopefully that character is more developed in the storyline, because she's a beautiful character. They find Juice's, now this is like where like the comic relief comes in. They find Juice's motorcycle, in this chop shop, and they destroyed it, and they forced their way in there, and you see the two scammer cops in there, and they had the one guy on gunpoint, and they're like, "Juice, pick out your bike." He picks out a bike, and then they made him go one by one to each SOA member and say, "I'm sorry for my behavior today. I'm sorry for my behavior today." Each one, like one time each person. And so that's how it ended. Juice got his bike back, the corrupt cops, and they're like, if you give us your bike back and make this go away, we won't call the police about your chop shop here. And the SOA told the men that, the cops, the scammer cops, and that's how it finished. It was a great episode. I can't wait to watch more of Bobby Elvis, more of this he she character, more of, I say he she not to be disrespectful, but I don't know her name, and Nero and all of them, and I would like to see more of it develop. It's very emotional. It's so much more like real life, I feel now, and I love it.